Hello and welcome to the 64th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our normal co-host, Jordan, and Alex.
What's up?
Alex isn't a normal co-host. He's just kind of here.
He's just kind of fucking stupid.
Nah, by today's standards, after what we just did, I'm not stupid, and I did a good job. But we will explain that later.
Did you know you can say the word shit and bitch now in YouTube in the contest of humor and not get demonetized?
Fuck.
Well, we get demonetized every time.
I don't think that was one of the words.
Pretty much
Chris.
every episode I start off by being like fucking something, so we definitely won't get
Starts
monetized
off
if we
by
ever try.
fucking something.
Yeah.
Usually I'm
Move
just...
the mic a little further away from you.
This is not alcohol in this solo cup, by the way.
Yeah, like that.
All right.
Just, this isn't alcohol, by the way. It's tea.
It is actually.
Piss.
It looks like piss, actually. Look, oh,
Yeah.
shit. Look at this.
Yeah, that does look like.
So,
piss.
Chris,
So,
I was
Jordan,
told by
you were
our
told.
boss that I have to do something.
What?
Do you know what I'm doing?
I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know
is.
what the fuck you're on right now.
So, if you'd like to listen to the audio-only version of this podcast,
okay.
you can find us natively on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and of course Spotify. There's also the RSS feed linked below. And as always, contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me, or on the Synapse Misfire Instagram page. And now, I don't know if we really announced this, but the TikTok page, which is also linked below, if I remember to link it.
Jordan, what if the script is inside your hood and you're just looking at it?
It's going in my hood, and that's how I'll be naked. I'm just like, help. Chris, you'll have to cut my eyes out.
Naked with a
fucking...
blindfold on.
It's tattooed on the back of your eyelids.
Yeah.
Cut my fucking eyes out.
Mm.
He has a microphone. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he has the hat on and he has the microphone. Patrick's like, take a left. And he's doing his driving test.
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that? It's like that. I just have someone's voice in my head telling me what to do. But yeah, there you go, Mr. Boss Man. Now give me a fucking raise.
Oh damn.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
He's gonna kill you.
I'm definitely gonna get in trouble
You're
for
getting
that
fired.
one. I'm definitely getting fired. Anyway, now that I proved my point. Chris, Alex, we'll start with Alex. Alex is a little more interesting because he's not here every week.
What the fuck?
What have you been up to?
Nothing much really. Just we went back to school, which Chris talked about in a previous episode. But yeah, school. So there's that. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same. Been working, been gaming. Not really. I haven't really been.
You just
gaming.
said you played Minecraft for 7 hours last night.
6
You're not
and a
gaming?
half. Excuse you.
Oh, I'm not gaming. I played a third of the day on fucking Minecraft.
Listen.
This guy's a gamer.
We only put the server back up like a week ago. This has only been a recent development.
Okay.
This is only a recent development.
He's only recently caught the Minecraft bug. Dude, I catch that bug at least once every 2 years.
Yeah, it happens.
And I go for hard for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
But, so there's that. Anything else? So school is boring, we all know. That sucks.
Yeah.
You must be close to, like Chris. You guys are really close. One more year, right?
Yeah, another year.
And then
this,
if you go for
this
like
semester, the next semester, and then a year after that.
Yeah, so you're getting there. Just keep your head up high. Shoot Chris if you ever need stress relief.
Yeah.
He could take a couple 22s. He'd be all right.
Can I borrow your shotgun?
Okay, he won't take that, though.
I will at least once.
Yeah.
For a couple seconds. Until your organs, shut
Melt.
down and you just kind of die.
The Alex.
The Alex.
The Alex.
I am the Alex.
You're here for a reason.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, why are you here, actually? I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not quite sure.
Why did we bring you
Did you
here?
just show up, or...
So, what had happened was...
Really?
Car,
Oh,
right?
I put it over there. Okay, never
What?
mind, sorry.
What are
I
you
lost
yelling
my
about?
phone. It's over there.
No distractions.
Really? You're really going to do this to me? You're really going to interrupt me in front of
Yeah.
my big speech? You
Yeah,
piece
'cause
of shit?
I lost my
you
phone.
goddamn asshole.
I couldn't
You
find
son
my
of a
phone. I
bitch.
couldn't find my phone.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I'm kind of with Alex on this one. He was talking.
I got distracted. Sorry, I lost my phone.
I fucking hate you. I hate your guts.
So welcome to the Alex and Jordan show. Chris is fired.
Yep.
Even though we're in
Off
his
of
basement.
your own show in
We're
your
in-
own house.
We're in his basement on his couch using
My
his table.
computer.
Uh-oh.
So, we were having a brief argument because I got distracted. I lost my phone. And then we got pulled away because my dad's buying a new car, I think.
It's a nice-ass freaking car, too.
So we were looking.
Anyway,
So now we're back.
back to you, asshole.
Yeah.
Alex, what were we doing? Why are you here?
I am here because I needed work done to my car.
Of course.
And I thought, we got a couple boys. Let's have a, fuck around and find out, fix the car, and there we go. We're done.
So, what we did... Sorry, I have to adjust. What we did
Got the
was...
big cock,
we made essentially, when the best comparison I can draw is when you want to build a PC for the first time and you have friends who know how to build PCs. You bring your friend over, and what you're supposed to do is your friend's supposed to make you build it and just tell you how to do it.
And
so
help
you learn.
as needed, yeah.
I did that with Jordan. Alex built his on his own, so. But general rule of thumb, that's what you do. So what we did is we did the same thing, but with Alex. So we
Yeah.
put Alex to work.
Yep.
And we made him work on his car. And
We got free content from it.
Yeah.
so we did oil change and tire rotation.
Yeah.
Yep. And a check on the brakes.
Yeah.
And the brakes.
On video, it was just the tire rotation and checking the actual brakes for wear and things like that. The oil change we just kind of
Yeah.
did in the background.
It's simple. It's exactly like any other.
We
oil
we did
change.
we had your Canyon. We did that video on, so we didn't want to kind of be that redundant. But
did.
You take the oil out and you put new oil in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Try it.
anyway. That's what we tried to do. I don't know how well it worked, but we tried.
I
Oi,
don't
get-
know what he's doing.
Kit, if you interrupt us one more time, I'm snapping your neck.
Oi!
Oi, mate! You bloody fucking cunt.
What did he do?
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, so many.
Can we
events.
do one fucking episode? Christ,
know.
I'm
Jesus.
getting annoyed now.
I know. Anyway, yeah, we worked on Alex's car,
Yep.
and
it
now
went
we're
well.
here. It went well.
I did
Alex
a good
did
job.
pretty good, actually. We really thought it was going to be like the laugh at Alex session, and it wasn't. I mean, there was a couple funny moments, but he did it.
Yeah. If we
So-
did something more complicated, I feel like it wouldn't have gone as well. But a tire rotation and a check on the brakes and an oil change it's not that difficult, really.
Yeah.
There's not
And-
that much that you have to unscrew and
No.
do.
And we fixed my dad's truck.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
a
did.
good one. That's
We,
a funny one. You tell it. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
my dad, he told me the other day, my truck came in on a tow truck. I'm like, okay, what happened? The throttle cable broke. All right. But he can't find the throttle, like where the throttle cable attached to the throttle body. So, I did some investigating under guidance of our giraffe-like friend at work.
And coworker, me and Chris, while Alex was getting a little set up, me and Chris were like, hey, let's take
Let's
a look.
poke around.
And with the guidance of a fellow comrade who's much smarter than both of us.
Oh, well, yeah, because he's an actual mechanic and we're not.
Yeah,
We're
we're just fucking stupid.
We looked around and we found out where it went. So there's how was it set up? It was there was the cable ran from the pedal.
First, we determined it wasn't a cable-driven throttle body.
Yeah,
it was
an
electronic.
electronic throttle body.
First, we determined that, and
Yeah.
then we went. That made sense why you can't find the cable because it's going to be
Exactly.
somewhere else. It's just an actuation
So
point.
we found it ran out through up through the pedal and then out to like a sensor.
A tube and then to like a sensor. And part of the issue was we were wiggling the pedal because the pedal was dead. And we were like, man, we can't see the tube moving. Well,
And I
that's
was fucking with
because
the cable.
the cable has slack on it. So then we put two and two together. Chris gave a Yankee yank to the cable, and then I saw this fucking tube just freaking out. And I'm like, hey, I found it. There
So
it
we
is.
fixed it. My dad's truck is back in working order.
Thanks to the boys, baby. And we had no idea what we were
The
doing.
boys and the giraffe.
We
I
kinda-
just
we-
kind of watched.
Yeah, we kind of knew what we were doing, but the giraffe is what set things straight because
He helped.
I sent him a photo like a fucking idiot. I'm kind of embarrassed in a way.
Because
Sent
it
him a
was the
photo,
wrong thing.
and I'm like, "Hey, where's the cable?" And he goes, "Well, that's not the throttle body." And I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
a little embarrassing." So thank you, Mr. Giraffe, even though you don't listen, piece of shit.
Thank you. You helped a little bit,
You kind of guided, I could have done it without you. It's fine. But
When I asked you to ask them, I was kind of half joking, but
I just like asking him because last time
he'll give more insight on things.
Yeah, like literally, he's the kind of guy who after we did all that, and I was like, okay, yeah, we got it working. He was like, yeah, you see that tube in the photo you sent? Make sure that tube's sealed right, or you'll have a leak, and then you'll get an O2 light, and then you might have a lean mixture, and then you might end up having low idle times. I'm like,
Oh, so here's the thing. It's my dad's work truck, so he didn't give a shit.
your dad was kind of like, yeah, slap it on.
He's
Put
like, does it run? Yeah. Good enough.
Yep,
That thing
So-
is so fucking beat up, he doesn't care.
it's crazy. Well, at that condition, you really can't care. You know how much you'd have to do to like restore that to like mint order.
Yeah, you'd have to put like another $5 or $6 grand into it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And,
he'd need a whole new windshield too, because that's cracked.
No, he made his own. windshield.
Well, the rear windshield, yeah. The front
Oh,
windshield
the
has
front
a
one's
big
cracked?
crack in it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it is. It is.
Jesus.
So both windshields are cracked.
So yeah, it's just a
No,
workhorse.
the
you
rear
know?
one isn't cracked anymore. He made his
Yeah,
He made
that's
his
true.
own windshield.
I did notice that when I was
such a
standing
thing.
behind
That's such
it.
a thing he would do.
He I think he tapped boards into the metal around the rear windshield, and then he tapped plexiglass into it, and then cut it off and sealed it with silicone.
That's such a.
And I said,
Chris's dad thing
I
to
said,
do.
that's awesome. It ain't gonna break again.
Nope.
Nope.
So
How did it even break in the first place?
he put a piece of wood through it.
Work truck, baby.
Yep, it happened.
So
But
Just more ventilation.
and I sold my Suburban today.
yes, it's been a fucking busy like past 4 hours.
Yeah.
Chris's dad's truck rather, Alex's car, video making. The Suburban's just gone.
Gone, reduced to atoms.
Yep.
Right.
Except no, it's reduced to a new owner now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was reduced to like a couple of G's in Chris's hand.
Few of them.
Few of them. So now we have the Synapse Misfire party night.
We're gonna have the Synapse Misfire. Chris pays off his debt night.
Yep.
It's gonna be Chris scrolling through his fucking
I don't have
credit
that
card
much
statements.
debt, but I still have, I have things I gotta pay off. So
Yeah, you gotta pay. You have to pay off that one guy. Remember that guy?
yeah, he said he's gonna bash my kneecaps if I don't have his money soon. So
Oh damn.
I was gonna say I think he was joking, but he did, murder that guy the other day. So
yeah, no, the other guy, I had a friend who owed him money once, and the guy shot him. So
Hey, par for the course. Don't pay your bills, you get capped. I mean, what
comes
do you,
with the
what do you
territory,
expect?
bro.
all right, we've been talking about nothing for the last 10 minutes. So
Well, good news. Half of that audio is just us not even here, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's true.
that's true. So, what else we got going on? We
So-
have general stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I figure I was gonna talk about Alan Wake because there's a couple things I wanted to get into in here. Alex, number one, you ever played Alan Wake?
Nope, I know nothing about it.
Alan Wake, I know Chris played, and
I played it.
I was surprised because I asked Chris at work. I was like, "Hey, did you end up playing Alan Wake?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was all right." And I was like, "Any other insight?" Like,
No,
no,
it was
it's okay.
It was all right.
So, Chris, why was it all right? Like, what did you like? What didn't you like? How'd that go? Because for me, once the story finished, it became an 11 out of 10. It rounded out so well, and I was like, "This is masterful."
To the end of the story.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was kind of maybe it went over my head because I thought the ending was kind of underwhelming. I was like,
Really?
oh, that's it. Because he says like, the way he said it, I was like, oh, did he write himself out of the story
Yeah,
to save his wife? Is that how it worked?
exactly.
Or did it go over my head?
It basically, so he becomes one with the darkness by writing himself out of the story.
So
essentially.
that's exactly what I thought happened. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you did all that for fucking almost nothing. You
essentially,
could have just done nothing and it would have been fine.
essentially, yeah.
You
That's
would
where it
would
gets.
have had the same result.
That's where it gets tricky.
You don't
yeah.
give a fuck because you're going to be dead anyway.
Yeah, he put himself in the place of his wife. Essentially, they switched spots, so she gets to live. She's the one who emerges from the water instead of him, and then he takes her place with the darkness.
Yeah,
It was a good story though. I liked it personally.
I thought it was kind of mid.
What about the gameplay? How did you find it? Okay. I mean, I
thought
thought it
that
was pretty.
I thought that was kind of mid too, honestly.
Yeah,
It was like a solid like 7 experience.
yeah.
I thought at a certain point, I just found the enemies and stuff just kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, I'm trying to like navigate through this area, and all of a sudden, oh, there's 17 enemies that are throwing things at me,
Yeah.
and I can't just snap around and shoot them. So I have to gather them all around, light them, and then shoot them. But also, there's 17 other people charging at me. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What
there.
I will say though, that portion where it's you and Barry on the stage,
That's a fun part.
that part is a solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That was the fucking best part of the game. It's Alan Wake, he's a writer, and his manager, Barry. They're on a stage. They listen to like these 2 old guys that were in a band.
That turned out to have been affected by this darkness.
Yeah.
And they were like crazy because
So
of it.
you had to go to their farm. So you're at they have a big stage at their farm, and you have a big fight on this stage.
Like 50,
against-
60 enemies. Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome.
Now, I don't know much
Well,
about this.
like heavy metal plays. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
I don't know much about the game. Is it like a first-person shooter?
So
what
it's
is it?
it's a third person like action adventure shooter.
Yeah.
The catch to it, or like the gimmick to it, is that the enemies themselves are like made of darkness. They're protected by a darkness. So before you
Yeah.
can kill them, you have to basically shine a light on them. and like break the shield. So that's like what Chris was saying, where it gets annoying. You have 17 enemies, so you're basically sitting like this with a flashlight, hitting all the enemies, waiting for the shield to break, and then you can actually damage them.
Yeah.
And you like one of the big things is like flare guns, so you can just illuminate a whole area and just fucking disintegrate.
Yeah.
So it's very much just like a very linear third-person action adventure story game, with not really that much to it. Not in terms of mechanics. It's very much like you run, you climb, you dodge, you shine lights, you shoot, you pull some levers, you open some doors. That's really it. So that's why I liked it most, was because it was like a linear game. We talked about this on the podcast.
I did listen to that. Yeah.
How everything's just so fucking big and bold and brash now that I'm like, yeah dude, hell yeah, linear
Sometimes
8-hour
it's
experience.
better
Woo!
to go to something that's simpler
Just
and
straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward.
So
Yeah.
but do you think it was a waste of time, or did you kind of?
No, I don't think it was a waste
little?
of time. I was like, I'm definitely satisfied with my purchase. I don't think it was like, oh, that fucking sucked. No, it was fine. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna remember this one for generations.
It was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was like a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, it's
Something
all
like that.
right. It's
Yeah.
all right. Speaking of Ubisoft, I've
Yeah.
been playing Far Cry 5.
So you didn't end up getting 6 yet?
I'm too cheap to buy 6, and I never finished 5.
No, really?
So I've been playing 5, and I'm having a lot of fun with 5 actually.
5 is a fun game. I think it's a bad game in many ways, but it's a fun game. Like in
I
terms
think it's
of gameplay,
perfectly
it's great.
fine. Like I know the story already, so it's not that big of a deal. Or it's not like anything particularly special, but I do like the villain. Like
The villains are really good, yeah.
I like the cult people. I think it's interesting.
I think it's surprising how they
certainly
made all
better
three
than
good.
fucking what's his name?
Pagan Min from
Pagan
4?
Min.
I didn't like him.
You know,
Not many people did.
but I think he's a good villain. All the ones that he face are
Joseph,
pretty
Faith, and John, I believe are their names.
good. It's Joseph, Faith, Jacob, and John.
Jacob and John, yeah.
And I think John or Joseph's the big guy, right?
Yeah,
He's
John
the head
is the
honcho.
military guy.
Yeah,
Jacob
Joseph
is like
Joseph
a bitch.
is a really interesting villain.
Yeah. Yep.
He's fucking cracked. He's
know.
like really cracked. And,
I've never played any of them.
Any
of
Far
the
Cry
No,
games?
never played
Really?
any of them. I own Blood Dragon, but I've never really played it.
Blood Dragon's like a bloatware
It's a lot
arcade game.
different, but I don't know. It looked fun when I.
No, it's a fun game, but it's like it's not Far Cry.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would play 3 and go straight to 5.
Yeah, skip over 4. I mean, 4 is a fun game, but there's not much reward to it. It's a lot of repetitiveness in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like probably one of the weaker Ubisoft games, and that's saying a lot. So yeah, I'd go 3, 5, and then I've heard great things about 6, but I don't want to pay $60 for a Far Cry game, truthfully.
I'm not trying to buy 6, honessly. I was thinking about it.
I remember it was between that and Alan Wake we talked
So
about.
I bought Alan Wake and
How much that cost?
$30
Yeah.
for the remaster.
So
Yeah, isn't that?
And it's
that's
on
an
Game
older
Pass, too.
game, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, 2009. or
So it was a
2010.
remaster of the original.
And when did that come out? The remaster?
Early October. I
Yeah.
forget the day, like October 7th or
The
something.
original came out in like what 08 something.
08
Yeah.
or 09, yeah.
So
Yeah, Far Cry 6, this is probably going to be the first time I do this, because I'm usually like I'll pre-order, it's no big deal, but Far Cry specifically I'm so burnt out on. That Far Cry 6, I'm like, wow, that looks awesome. I'm going to wait for a sale.
Yeah.
I really liked, and this is saying a lot because I fucking hate advertisements in general.
Yeah.
I hate all of them, even if it's for a product I really like.
I feel like that's what most people
I
think.
fucking hate advertisements. I go out of my way to not see advertisements in general.
Yeah.
But that being said, I thought the bumpers they did on TikTok with Giancarlo Esposito, who plays the villain in Far Cry and Far Cry
And
6,
Yep.
were really good.
Yeah.
He's like just a charismatic, funny guy.
He's just a very good actor.
He is like, all right, he's done like 3 notable roles. He was Gus in Breaking Bad. He was the dentist in Payday, and now he's the villain.
Holy
in Far
shit, he
Cry.
was a dentist.
He was a
I didn't
dentist.
even realize that.
And he played like very similar characters, but they couldn't
Yeah.
be more different.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he just seems like a nice, wholesome, jolly guy. I like his energy. But he can play a villainous person. I know, at least just coming from Gus, Gus is a villainous person.
Yeah.
So
Not much you can get worse than him, really.
yeah. So I wonder how he is in Far Cry 6. I haven't seen a lot of gameplay, but I've heard good things.
I've tried not to watch it.
Blowing up orphanages. Just nuking them.
I guess that would be worse than what Gus does in Breaking Bad. So, but I did really like those bumpers. I thought they were interesting.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. This looks like a really good villain. I do want to play it eventually. I'm just like not paying $60
Yeah.
for
Wait for it to go on sale. Give it like a year.
Yeah, I could.
Honestly, dude, with Ubisoft,
give it
to December.
Give it 90 days.
Yeah. A Christmas sale, maybe.
Dude, December.
there you go.
I guarantee by December, Far Cry 6 is like
off.
$30 or $25. Like,
Yeah.
it's how it is. But
I usually try to get the gold editions.
yeah.
So if I can get the gold edition for 60, I'll be fine with that.
because it comes with everything. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I'm kind of excited to play it, but I'm also like, there's also just a lot of other stuff to play at the moment, so like not really concerned with it.
Like what?
Yeah, like what?
So, well, maybe I should have prefaced it by saying VR related. There's a lot of VR shit going on. Plus, this Tuesday, rather. So, the day before this goes up, so yesterday when you're watching this, probably, Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. So, that'll be...
I haven't seen any advertisements
No.
for that. Nothing. I haven't heard
it comes out
anything.
Tuesday, so I'm fucking hyped for
Guardians
that.
of the Galaxy comes out?
Yeah. You didn't know that was coming out? The game where you play as Star-Lord? No, the Square Enix
No,
venture?
this is literally the first I'm hearing of it.
Really?
I heard it maybe a few days or a week ago.
Yeah, so Tuesday, 26th, Guardians of the Galaxy comes out for PC, PS4, 5, all that shit. So
What the fuck?
So it's like they didn't even announce it or anything.
Yeah.
So,
I hadn't heard
they made an
anything about
announcement at the last PlayStation showcase where they announced like Spider-Man 2 and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just kind of went silent, and now it's being released. So it looks pretty cool. Looks like a fun game.
Yeah.
So
Let's hope it's not like Marvel's Avengers.
I hope not. According to the devs, no microtransactions, so it's already off to a better start.
It's like how I felt about some news I received the other day, and then Jordan followed up with me about it. God of War is coming to PC.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I felt this about that. It was like, I didn't hear that this was even a possibility.
Yeah.
And holy shit, it's here.
Same
Yep.
thing with
It's
me.
not here. You can't buy it yet, but it's on Steam.
And it has a
Coming
pretty
soon.
fucking early release date, January 24th. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's not that far away, man. It's 3 months, man.
I'm probably gonna buy it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Unless I have a PS5 by then, I'm definitely buying it.
And you
Which-
won't have a PS5 by then.
I'm on a waiting list.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
They have a Christmas waiting list, so between now and
Okay.
Christmas, they're gonna pick names like a
I'm on a list.
wait list. So, yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm on an FBI watch list.
Oh, I was gonna say sex offender list, but
Well, that one too.
okay.
He's on top of
He's
that
on
list.
2 lists then.
List. Yep. Chris
I'm
is
not
the
a
king of
sex
lists.
offender.
He's a
actually.
list
that's
type of
that's
guy.
that's a joke. Nor am I an FBI most wanted.
That you know
person.
of.
What do you mean that I feel like I'd know?
I feel like you
I'm
would
a
know.
pretty easy guy to find.
Maybe they're just incompetent.
Hey, can we just B-roll that fucking clip of like the FBI smashing in the house?
Yeah.
FBI, open up!
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, dude, God of War on PC. I'm fucking excited. You got Uncharted 4 coming out on PC soon. Like, oh, I can't wait. Give me Marvel Spider-Man on PC, bro.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Imagine
fun.
web slinging with like a mouse. You could be doing like fucking crazy moves.
We do a little
Yeah.
web slinging.
Yeah, pretty
I'd
much.
still play that bitch with a controller, I think, unless
Yeah.
they made the controls good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like a
that
controller,
might be a controller only game.
I would think so.
I will say, like, I find it generally more of a pain to play games with controllers, but games that are made for a console and not for PC, they play a lot better with a controller. Games that are like all platforms are kind of a pain. But games that are optimized to play with a controller play very well with a controller.
The way I see it is that so obviously you can move very quickly with a mouse.
Yeah.
If a game has movement that is not based on fast movements, then it doesn't work. But if it's something
Well-
like slow, smooth movements, that works very well for controller. That's why maybe, as you said, something like Spider-Man, it's like a fluid motion. It might not work for a jarring back and forth with a mouse.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I couldn't imagine swinging around the city and I move my mouse an inch and the camera's like...
Yeah, that
I feel like
might
it'd be
not
like
work.
jarring. Versus controller, you get a nice, like, swing.
Yeah.
And then
The,
swing, because you don't have to touch the thumbstick.
I found that like the Nintendo games that obviously are only meant to be played with a controller,
Yeah.
play really, really well with a controller. And you're right, it's kind of smooth movements. You have to, especially in like something like Mario Odyssey,
Yeah.
Yep.
you're not moving crazy fast unless you're trying to do like some strats to like chain the hat.
Speed running or something.
Yeah, because you can chain the hat jump to get to places you're not supposed to get.
That's the problem I have with like console like Doom, because your character's physically moving fast as fuck, and then you go to turn a corner and he's like,
Doom is absolutely one of those games that probably plays like dog shit on a controller.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
because you're
playing
moving
that
so
with a
fast, you're
controller.
running, you're jumping, you're dashing, you're grappling, and then you go to like whip around a corner and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
You
like
just
because you
can't-
because
have
with
to
a
kinda-
mouse you can be like, "Poof," and you're just right around the corner. You're
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing Doom with a controller.
yeah, no, I did it on the fucking Switch, so trust me.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
Doom
didn't
on a
answer the main
Switch.
question I was asked. I was asked what games would I play, and I just said one game. That's not even out yet. But
What have you been
Yeah,
playing?
VR games. You
there,
said.
yeah, 2 VR games specifically. There's a game that just came out a couple weeks ago called Song in the Smoke, which is like a survival game. So you like actually survive in the wilderness and hunt and shit like that. That game's pretty good. I haven't got too far in it because shortly after I got it, Resident Evil 4 came out for VR. Oh man, this I specifically put on the notes. I put standalone VR perfected because Half-Life Alyx is still a better game,
Okay,
but
it's-
that's PC VR only.
but this is
Yeah.
the best
standalone
game
VR.
to play.
It's Quest 2 exclusive.
I see.
Okay, all right.
This game is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Am I like imagining things, or has Resident Evil 4 been released like 15 times?
It's probably been released at as many, if not more times than Skyrim.
I feel like since it's all just Resident Evil 4, 5, whatever, blah blah blah, you get them all confused with the names. At least
Well-
for me, but I also haven't really played
'cause
any of them.
Four
so.
is four
Very
is a fan,
specific.
Four is a fan favorite.
It's the first one that had a village. It was that's what Village was based off of. Resident Evil Village or 8 was based off of that concept because it's such a fan favorite.
Yeah. Was that the Baker family in 4?
So 7 is the Baker family.
I see. I can't.
8 is
Yeah.
a follow up to that, but it's with the village.
That's a village. Yeah.
Now 4 is when you play as Leon and you're trying
Okay.
to save the president's daughter.
Yep.
Actually,
Seven-
yeah, I can't keep track.
7
of
and 8 might as well be like a
Different,
soft. They're
yeah.
they're
They
like
might
a
as well-
soft reboot.
I was
of
just
the
saying,
series.
they're completely different than any other Resident Evil game or experience.
Like
so-
4
Yeah.
is like over the shoulder third person, is it not?
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
4 on console.
Obviously
is
not
over-
in VR.
yeah. Over the shoulder third person.
Over the shoulder
it's
third
not,
person in VR would suck.
It's not fixed camera angles, is it? In 4?
In 4, no, that's like up to 2.
Yeah, 1
So-
and 2.
3, actually even 3, I think, because it goes like fucking Resident Evil 1, 0, 2, 3, then like Code Veronica. it goes all over the place.
They're named all fucked
But
up.
like
yeah.
I think
It's like
I
every
think 4
series.
might have been like the first mainstream one that was over the shoulder third person, because then 5 was what made it ridiculous.
What's interesting about those games is, and this is my feeling on any game of that sort, is it's very they try really hard to hide this aspect of it. It's fairly abstracted, but you can still tell it's a very Japanese game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like in any Japanese game you play, you can tell, okay, this is a Japanese game. They have a very, very, very specific feel.
Yeah. It's
And
kind of
Resident
like-
Evil plays and looks like a Japanese game if you know what you're looking for.
yep.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, like, so Resident Evil 4 VR, the way it works is it's VR, so it's very interactive. Now, I do have to give them, like, fucking crazy props for the different, like, comfort options. Like, you can change so many settings. Like, to the point where you can do immersive mode, non-immersive mode, where, like, okay, do you want to have a shotgun holstered on your back and a pistol holstered on your side, or do you want a weapon wheel? Or do you want to have to hit buttons? Do you want QTEs or do you not want QTEs? Like, you can change so many settings. And one of the things that the game does is, you know how you could kick, if you remember, in the early Resident Evil games, there was always a
Yeah.
thing. You, like, stun the enemy and then you kick and he does, like, a roundhouse and sends him flying. You can still do that. And there's, like, 2 options, like, to do it in first person.
Yeah.
Or to just, like, go to a third person cutout of him doing it. And both ways work really fucking well. So it's really cool how they do it. But the best part is that, like, this is, like, not a port. Like, this is almost like a remake in a way. Like, it's a port, and there's a lot of things like jumping through windows. It's a button and things like that, and it's like very either cinematic mode or it does it in first person. But like in general, like the weapon interaction, like I posted about this on Reddit because I was so passionate that I think every game should have this, or Oculus should make it native to the Quest. Leon's watch in the game reflects your playtime and your real world time. So
that's a good
so
idea.
That's
so you
pretty
can keep
cool.
track of
I
things.
I was so happy because I've been saying forever, because Oculus has a glanceable boundary, so you can look down and see your Guardian.
Yeah.
I've been saying forever they should do that, where you look down and it shows you your time, because hitting the Oculus home button and then the game pauses and then it kicks you out to the menu
It's jarring.
and then it pops up with the time slowly while it's loading.
It's a
Like,
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I usually have the little nose cut out and I go, oh, okay, yeah, it's 4:00. Like, this is just perfect. I look at the watch, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, it's this time.
It kind of
It's
breaks
mint.
immersion. I would feel like
It
that
breaks
would
immersion whenever
screw
every
with me, yeah.
couple minutes or every half hour you're like, what time is it again? Like, because you might have something you have to do. So, you can set a timer, shit like that. I get it, but the fact that I can just
Yeah.
look at the in-game watch that the character already has and it is accurate and not just fluff.
Yeah.
They made it useful. They made it utility. So that's like, chef's kiss. I have one complaint
And what
thus
else?
far, and I'm only about like 2 hours in, but I have one very major complaint. I will never forgive them for this. Loading weapons, very good. You got your pistol, you just fucking cock that bitch back.
Yeah.
The shotgun, you load one shell. It's a pump. You load one shell and it loads the whole gun.
I think you mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Kind of mad.
Yeah, we had a brief discussion about it because,
I was mad.
in a way, I can see how that's less it's more convenient, and from a technical ease of gameplay perspective,
Yeah.
I kind of like that. But also, I do understand Jordan's point of if they wanted to go with realistic reloading, why wouldn't they go all the way?
Or they have all those comfort options I mentioned. They have the
Yeah,
mode
why
I
wouldn't they
have
just
on,
option?
immersive mode. Why would that not be under that? you
Yeah,
know?
that's weird.
So it's just like a weird oversight.
Yeah.
And another oversight too, which is I guess technically a second complaint, is there in the original games. You remember how you had a laser sight because it was over the shoulder and you could only
Yeah.
aim while you
Yeah.
were standing still. So you can turn on the laser sight, and this is a fucking glaring oversight. The laser sight will be under the gun barrel, obviously, because it's
Yeah.
mounted underneath the gun. That's the hitbox, not the
Oh.
actual sights on the gun. So I turned off the laser because you can turn it off, but the sights aren't accurate.
So
So
it's like
It's
if
a full inch above.
Oh.
So
yeah.
it's what? It's as if the bullet was coming out of the laser. Is
Yeah,
what's happening?
exactly. So if you don't have laser sight turned on, I mean,
That
I'm not a
sucks.
bad
think-
shot, so I don't really have much of an issue with it. But if you're shooting in a distance, it's fucking jarring.
I think
That's
it
annoying.
might definitely just be quirks of
A technical VR
yeah,
game.
because they have to shove all this old game code into a new format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
I think it's just a programming limitation.
We talk about this all the time about remasters and ports and how it's make new shit. I'm sick of remasters. If there's one thing, all right, port this game to the Switch. All right, cool. It's handheld. All right, yeah, cool. Port this game to fucking the Steam Deck. All right, cool. Whatever. Port it to PC. Yeah, I would love a Red Dead remaster because it'd be beautiful looking. It'd be on PC maybe. But there's one specific type of port I will always support. Get me old games in VR. And good ports. Not a port like what you get on the Switch where it's just here's the same game. But this, where you're not man, I'm totally just playing a flat screen game in VR. This is a whole new game, top to bottom. And there's also some issues with that because they did cut some content that people aren't happy about. But
They did.
yeah, things that would have been maybe socially acceptable in 2004 when the game came out that are not now. So there's actually, in the original Resident Evil 4, there's a achievement for the girl you save, Ashley.
Yeah.
If you get her to stand on top of a ladder and look up her skirt.
Of course there is.
They took that out of the game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So they took shit like
There
that,
are,
and people
there's
were pissed.
a few games that have achievements like that.
Near
Yeah,
Automata.
Nier Automata has one. Yeah.
There's another one. I forget what it was called. It was on the 360. It was some piece of shit game on the 360. And the main character was a girl, and she was scantily clad. She had a short skirt on. You could look up her skirt if you turn the camera the right way. And and if you did it the right way, she would turn around and cover it. Mm-hmm. And that would give you an achievement.
That's what it does in the base RE4. It does the same thing, and they cut that, which is understandable. I can
That's
imagine
funny,
some
though.
weird
It's
people.
funny, yeah, but it's
Yeah, I can imagine some weird people in VR though. You have your hands I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Some fucking sweaty neckbeard in VR. He goes,
Have you ever heard?
I
This
didn't
is
like
so
that.
funny. So,
I don't like that.
oh man, when the Oculus Rift came out, a company was designing a spoof product called the Nodulus Rift. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of this, yeah.
It's literally a VR adapter that injects scents into scent with a C. I can't speak
the
right.
fuck do you even
Sense. So, for example, okay, you're outside. It'll put like nature smells, like grass and shit like that.
Wasn't that a fucking Wasn't that a thing
In South
that
Park?
was included with like a South Park game?
Yeah, because it had a canister to smell like farts and diarrhea.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, that was part of their thing, and I could totally see some Netbeard setting that up to.
That's fucking
Smell a little
that's fucking
unsavory.
heinous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say so. But yeah, no, Resident Evil 4 VR, fucking mint. And Chris, you have a Quest 2. I would advise getting it, honestly, if you have any interest in it.
Dust off the old Quest 2.
It's also like for a remake in VR, it's good for one. They didn't half-ass it, and it's not even $60 like you'd expect like a modern remake to be. It's more like Alan Wake, where
I also
think
kind
it's
of have
30 or 40.
the option to play VR now because there was so much shit in this space, and now I can just move this over and I'll be able to play.
Yeah,
Or over there.
Well, there was all a bunch of shit over
Well,
there.
yeah.
Oh, and how could I forget, too? Lone Echo 2. That was the other VR game. So 3 VR games. Lone Echo 2, won't get too into it. Very good. It's almost
Sounds
like
familiar.
it's almost like the dying breath of PC VR, truthfully. Lone Echo 2. So Lone Echo, fucking space game. You play as a robot named Jack. Helping out.
Robo bitch.
It sounds familiar, but
Helping your captain, Olivia. The first one ends on a really good cliffhanger. Won't really spoil it, but unless you guys don't care, which I doubt you do.
I don't care.
So, the end of the first game, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1, it's fucking 7 years old, came out with the original Rift, goddammit. The end of the first game, you get on this ship or whatever, and there's these, like, the whole point of the game is you're, like, dodging a biomass. And you're like, what the fuck is this thing? And then you find out that the ship actually came from a different time period. It came from, like, I think it's 2,534 or something, the year. And you're at the time in 2035 or some shit. So you get on the ship, the biomass is like fucking everywhere. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and then the captain almost like dies.
Yeah.
So in the process, you get to like the bridge of the ship, and you're like doing your thing, and then you accidentally you try to escape doing FTL, faster than light travel. I mean, but in the process, you travel back to that forward to that time. So you're in 2,534 or whatever. You traveled like 500 years in the future. So it ends. Literally, the game ends. It's like, what year are we in? And the onboard computer's like, oh, you're in 2,534. And then all of a sudden, the character looks at you and is like, we're in the future. 400 years in the future. And then it ends. And that's how the game ends. The second game picks up like immediately after that. And there's a whole plot around that I won't get into. But it's all about like space mobility. It's fucking honestly really cool, like floating around in space and doing all this crazy shit. It's like one of the coolest feeling games to like just whip yourself through space because all the physics are like legit. You can grab onto a what's called a Fury carrier, and it's just basically like a spaceship that kind of guides you around and carries cargo. And if you let go of it while it's moving, you'll continue at the same velocity as it.
Oh,
and then if
okay.
it stops,
All right,
you'll
that's
keep
cool.
going. It's
Nice.
so fucking
That's
cool how
cool.
the physics work. So goddamn cool. That's like the gameplay part of it. And the second one has a lot more things, again, I won't get into. But the story is really good. The visuals on this game is like remarkable. Like both games just look so goddamn good. And it genuinely does feel like the dying breath of PC VR. Because Oculus was kind of just like, yeah, we started this project. We don't want to cancel it. There's a huge fan base. Just make it. Like, we're focused on the Quest. We don't fucking care.
Yeah.
So, in my eyes, it's going to be a long time until we get a VR game like that, personally.
Yeah.
Because the problem is all the good VR games, like the exceptional VR games, are all Oculus funded. And Oculus is not going to say, hey, let's make a PC VR game. The last metric I saw was from that game I talked about a ton of times, Wraith, that came out. 99% of their sales, or 98 and like 0.7% of their sales were Quest 2. The other like 1% was PC. There's no incentive at the moment when the Quest is really the only mainstream headset. So it's almost sad in a way because I'm like, wow, yeah, Resident Evil 4 is good, but we're not going to get that photorealism fucking great game for a long time. Unless Valve makes another like Half-Life game. So,
Well, you never know.
yeah, you never know. I hope they do because Half-Life Alyx is like genuinely the best VR game.
Yeah.
Like by a long shot.
It's a very good game.
Very fucking good. So it's sad in a way, but I'm excited to see if Oculus announces anything next week. So, but I don't think they will because there hasn't been any leaks, and tech companies suck at holding details in. So
Yeah,
if there's no leaks, probably means there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The Zuck has to make back some money, man.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, and we were supposed to talk about it, and we never did. But I don't even know the full length of what happened.
Everyone
I just know
knows
he lost
what happened,
money.
though. Facebook blew itself up with its 2 children, and Zuck didn't actually lose any money. His stock value went down a shitload, so he lost $7 billion.
It's all fake money.
But it's all fake because money isn't real.
Yeah.
So his stock price went down.
Yeah.
So it's probably back to normal now. So he didn't actually lose anything.
Yeah.
Did you know Facebook is changing its name?
To?
What?
Don't know yet. So Facebook is actually not going to be the main company name anymore. So they're changing. Facebook, I believe, might stay the same as like Facebook, the social media site.
There's
but
no way
the
they
company
change
itself is, according to their words, changing the name to better fit the metaverse future.
No, they're trying to rebrand to get away from the bullshit.
That means fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, the thing. Christ, I had a point. Now it's gone.
take your time.
Oh my God.
Fake money.
Zuck, fake
Stock
money,
prices.
stock prices, Facebook,
Changing names.
changing
Metaverse.
names, Facebook. It had to do with Facebook. Fuck.
Metaverse. Viagra.
Facebook. The thing is, that doesn't mean anything, because Google does the same thing. Google's not a parent company.
Yeah.
It's ABC Corp.
Yep.
So
ABC.
they're gonna do the same thing as Google. But if you think, okay, who makes YouTube? Google. No, it's ABC Corp.
Yeah.
But ABC Corp is Google.
Yeah.
It's weird because
It's a way to separate yourself so that you can have multiple market holds.
Corporations in this company or in this country are like, they can
Tiered.
Yeah. So essentially, they can do it to get away with get away from legal repercussions from things, and they can do it to get away from taxes from certain things.
Yeah.
So if for example, if I had an oil company and I wanted to drill for oil in a town, I wouldn't go in as a big oil company. I would make a new subsidiary of my oil company and then sign from this subsidiary a notice that says, we'll sell your oil, but if anything, or we'll drill your oil, but if anything bad happens, you're not responsible. This company is responsible. Mm-hmm. So that company, they fuck up the area, but it doesn't come back to the parent company.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're pushing blame onto a name that's less well known. Like Alex said, if they change the name from
PR,
Facebook,
and you can do some other trickery, so you don't really have to. You can get away with it.
Yeah. If you don't, everyone thinks of Facebook, they're always like, oh, they're watching, they're listening, oh, they give me ads, they target ads, oh, they steal my data, blah, blah. But now, Facebook is able to make new projects under a different name.
It's gonna be called
and not
Metacorp
have to worry about have to worry about that, bad, and in some ways, I guess, good, crossover with the name. So to some people, Facebook's reassuring, to others, it's not.
I guess.
So, it all kind of depends.
And this is a good one. And he throws himself off a cliff. He does that twice in 2 different games.
Yep.
He does do that, yeah.
He does
He
do that.
gives the same speech in Red Dead 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah. In 1, he has this speech before he kills himself.
Yeah.
And in 2, he does it when him and Arthur are backed into a corner by the military. And they jump into a river off a cliff.
Yep.
He's like, this is going to be a cool one. And fucking kills himself off a cliff.
Yeah, he goes, I got a plan. This is a good one. And he throws his gun away and he jumps off a cliff and dies.
Yeah.
I meant to ask.
That's how it be.
We're talking about VR. Have you guys seen the Vive Flow?
The what?
Please tell me that, but you haven't seen the Vive Flow.
No.
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh boy, so HTC, they decided they were gonna make another headset without
About
Valve.
goddamn time. How about you make something that's not $1,000 and sucks?
Oh, not $1,000 in suts?
Oh boy.
You mean?
Oh, no, I did see this.
You mean like this?
What the hell is that? This looks like...
It's VR glasses.
It's VR glasses for media consumption.
This looks like Spider-Man 1 Doc Ock glasses.
So, hear me out, guys.
So I did hear about this. It's like, because I saw an ad on Instagram. It was like, VR glasses for relaxation.
This is $1,000.
This is $500. This costs more than a Quest.
And you
Right.
can't even
And
do anything with it.
No controllers, no nothing.
It uses hand tracking only. It pairs to your phone. Right? It does
Uh-huh.
have IPD sliders, which is impressive because VR headsets don't have that nowadays. But it's designed around comfort and media consumption, such as you can see here, movies. Because that's what I've wanted to do with my $500 headset.
You know what this reminds me
I
of?
could buy a fucking TV. Anyway.
The 3D TV craze.
Yeah.
I have a 3D TV.
You do?
Yes.
And
You
it's
know how
shit.
often I use it? Never. It's not
You know-
necessarily shit. It's just a pain. You gotta get you gotta get the glasses out. Oh shit, the glasses ran out of battery. You
I
gotta get
remember
fucking
seeing
batteries.
I
It's
remember
not worth it.
seeing a demo of a 3D TV like when they were new, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is awesome," but how long is this gonna last?
Not long, let me tell you that.
And I guess it didn't, because like I imagine there are still some models that do exist. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
they're in the same boat as all the other original 3D TVs, where
It's not worth it.
it's
It's just
like
a hassle.
$5,000 for a
Yeah.
fucking TV. So
Yeah.
because I know they were, I don't know, maybe not $5,000, but they were really, really expensive.
Yeah, we bought ours a long time ago, so I have no idea how much it even
So
costs.
I think it was like, I think like a TV, and at the time, this is what, 08, 09, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was, TV was like $2,000 or something, and the
Yeah.
glasses were like $250 a pair.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. But yeah, this Vive Flow is kind of a joke.
It's a gimmick.
What is it? What it's for watching movies?
Watching
and, like-
movies, and there's ASMR that you can do. So
Like
you can,
built-in
Oh,
ASMR.
I hate
Yeah.
ASMR.
so you can
No.
like lay on a beach and things
Yeah,
like
genuinely, ASMR
I don't like it.
makes me ridiculously uncomfortable.
Same with me.
that. So, Alex, I need your opinion, right?
I,
2 sales propositions. You got $500 to spend. You want something. VR, AR, you want something.
okay.
So, do you get a Vive Flow, right? You get to watch movies.
Hello?
Right? You
Yeah.
get to watch movies. Pretty cool, right? You get to watch movies. You get to pretend you're on the beach. Or you can buy the crappy Oculus Quest 2, which is remarkably powerful, plays remarkable games, and can even be paired to a PC to play even more remarkable games. It's $100 cheaper, has way more functionality, way more features. So which one are you going to buy?
Quest 2 is $400
Yes,
base model, or is that highest?
that's the highest.
What the fuck? Yo, I gotta get me one of these. Yeah, I'm gonna Quest 2, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Vive,
I didn't
Vive,
realize it was
HTC.
400.
What are you doing?
500-600 at this point.
Yeah.
Did
No.
it drop in price?
No, so
Ugh.
Quest 1 was 4 and 5, so
Uh-huh.
400 for 64 gigs, 500 for 128. The Quest 2 is 300 for 128 gigs and 400 for 256 gigs, which I would advise the 256. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you get, like, Medal of Honor is fucking coming to that thing, it's like 40 gigs.
Yeah, you'd have to like uninstall and reinstall games, and that would be annoying.
Yeah, which isn't a huge deal because a lot of the games
Yeah.
are like 7 gigs. But
And you play, it's a lot of single player games, so you play once and you're pretty
yeah,
much done.
you play through it. Maybe a DLC will come up and then you just download
Yeah.
it all those months later. So
yeah, a
yeah,
little
so
off
Vive
topic,
Flow,
but
really don't
yeah.
know what they're concerned with.
Oh,
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know what they're doing, but it's kind of a joke. It's gross.
I don't know why Vive isn't, or HTC, whoever,
Yeah, it's
isn't
HTC technically.
coming out with a competitor to like
The
the Quest
Quest.
2. Because that's what I want. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a company to make something like the Quest 2 that's not Facebook.
Here's what
is
I'm
what I'm
thinking.
waiting for.
Here's what I'm thinking. Is there does Facebook hold some type of patent on a standalone
Maybe.
wireless mobile VR headset?
And that's why nobody's doing it, because they can't.
Because they can't. Does
Oh,
Facebook
maybe.
have a phone number? That's funny. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at his pouch.
Fondling his pouch.
It's just a piece of skin. It's not like his penis.
He's fondling his pouch. Stop doing that.
It's just for like.
Says the
Pouching.
Yeah.
let me see.
Marsupial have an ass.
It's not a marsupial. It's
No,
not
he's
actually
not
a
a
pouch. Nothing
marsupial.
goes in there.
Says the only
Neither
patent they
could
have
be.
is a VR hat.
What?
Of what?
A VR hat.
What are you looking up right now? Just
Does
patents
Facebook
for-
have a VR patent on VR or wireless VR? Filed a patent for case.
For a case which acts as a wireless computer and charger for a VR headset. So they have a patent on like the case,
Yeah.
not the hardware. So you can put hardware in there, but you have to. The case is made by
Oh, it's
Facebook.
just like an enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever. because obviously you couldn't patent VR. They weren't the first ones.
Yeah.
Oculus, I guess technically, well, I guess Nintendo was the first ones with the Virtual Boy in the 90s. So they weren't the first ones to make VR. So.
But VR in the sense that we think of it now.
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't seem like they have like a patent per se, like Chris said on VR, but
Yeah.
it seems like they're being a little smart with patents. So I don't truly know. But
so I think they have a patent on the enclosure. We know that, which means I guess, which makes sense. It's a very clever way to do it because you can't really. I guess you can't really patent VR conceptually.
No.
But
the technologies
you
that
can,
you use to make
and you
VR.
can't patent a mobile device.
No.
So you patent the box that it's in. That's really clever.
But somebody else could just make a different box.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
I don't know how that works.
then
though.
there's an issue of like, okay, you did this. This was our idea originally. You took our idea and modified it. You need to pay us royalties.
I guess they could do that.
So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a Oculus Quest 2 version from a different company that's not Facebook. When that happens for a reasonable price, I'll probably get one. As of right now, though, I just don't like the idea of Facebook. So
Yeah, you need a
That's
Facebook
why-
account anyway.
yeah, that's why I don't want to do it. It's specific. If I didn't have to do a Facebook account, if it was just like what they had before, I would buy one. But I don't want to make a Facebook account.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't like Facebook either, so I don't like how Facebook went down, whatever that was a couple weeks ago, and no one had access to their Quest, so
Yeah.
because Facebook, a social media platform, crashed, VR was immobilized. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's pretty bullshit. But you know what else is bullshit? I thought Chris would like this one. Have you heard anything about Call of Duty's new anti-cheat?
no, I haven't.
No.
I haven't.
I
I
haven't heard
imagine it's
anything
probably
either.
terrible.
Their new anti-cheat called Ricochet.
Is it like Vanguard or Valorant?
Hopefully not.
It's kernel based,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
so it is like
Oh,
Vanguard.
boy.
and they cracked it within a day.
Who's they?
So it's not
Some
very.
hackers.
So it's not very good.
So it's a kernel-based fucking
Anti-cheat.
anti-cheat. So that's already bullshit. So I'm not buying Vanguard because
Yeah.
not happening.
I
Also,
hope.
here's the thing. And this is the exact thing I'm worried about with Valorant. If you're attaching things willy-nilly to your kernel, don't matter how secure it is, whatever. If it's a part of a game, people are going to try to break it. And once it's broken, it's technically insecure. Now, in the wrong hands, now someone could get just complete unfettered access to your kernel.
Yeah.
Or something of that sort. And if that breaks, your kernel could also just brick itself.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Call of Duty have a problem with killing computers? Or at least
you're thinking
bricking
of
software?
New World, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
New World was Amazon's most recent MMO that was
killing graphics cards.
whenever you would start it, it would kill any 3080 from
Holy
EVGA.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But I feel like there was something similar with Call of Duty, unless I'm thinking of something.
I
else.
can't think of one, but maybe.
No, I can't think
And
of
at least
anything.
maybe not physically breaking it, but breaking it to the point where you need to reload, Windows or something.
Computers. Goddamn. Cold War crashing. Yeah, I just see
Maybe I'm wrong.
there's
Then.
no large articles that are
Yeah.
like new Call of Duty update kills PC. So I wouldn't think so. It's probably New World that you're thinking of. That was just killing
Yeah.
GPUs left
Maybe
and right.
that's
What a great market
crazy.
to be just killing GPUs left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy.
I wonder if people ever got
I would fucking hope so. I'd be so pissed.
yeah,
dude.
like, oh, whoops, sorry, here, we'll buy you
I'd be
one.
like Bezos. Get on your
Yeah.
hands and knees and make me a GPU.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch. But yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to get into? I don't really know where we're at because we got stopped so many times. But
We're probably pretty close, and we're going to have to make the next one a bit shorter, I think, too, because you have to get going.
yeah. So
This episode's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
This one was chaos.
yeah, this episode's a nightmare.
I feel like
bro.
the whole time I was like this.
That's the
between
problem we
two.
always have. I try
Yeah.
to sit like this, but then my back. I don't know, man. We'll figure something out. We
Yeah.
gotta figure something out, just to make it
Get a round
just a
table.
little bit. That's what I was thinking, but
Really?
I had thought about it. Yeah, I didn't pose the idea or anything, but it popped up in my head to get like a round table or something.
Semicircle.
Yeah, like you see on like other podcasts, or sit across from each other or something. Like get a table here to sit across, or
Yeah, and
I don't
have the
fucking know.
camera. Yeah, that might be a
I
good
don't know.
idea.
I don't know what the solution is. Not really worried about it, but yeah, this episode's a nightmare. So sorry for all the jump cuts. There's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a real lot of them. But anyway, Chris, are we
That's
done?
it. We're done.
We're done. All right.
We're done.
It's not even no outro. Fuck it.
No, do an outro,
No,
man.
no.
Man, where would you to find the show?
You're not.
Damn. That's it. We're done.
That's it. Show's over. Done. 64. Oh, we should have made it to 69. Damn it. Yo, we need to do something funny for the 69th episode.
It's
Just
gonna
a
be an hour
picture
of us 69ing.
Just a
Works for me.
picture of Chris's dick for an hour and a half. And
One
then that's
static
it.
image, but
Yes.
it's moving like 1 pixel per minute. So you're like, is that fucking thing moving?
Yeah, but you can't tell unless you fast forward.
Unless
the
you like
video.
fast
Yeah.
forward and you see it like.
So like
Anyway.
10 minutes later, it's kind of like
It's slightly shifted to the right.
left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even better, right? It comes in from like left to right, the head, and then it just keeps extending and extending. And then when you hit that 1.5 hour mark, there's the balls. And then the video ends.
Oh shit. Anyway,
God, I'm retarded.
yes, you are. You can contact us via email. I'm doing it in a little different order here, by the way. You can contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me, or drop a comment down below if you're listening on YouTube. And if you want to find the show, if you're about Instagram, don't forget Instagram and TikTok. I don't know what we're doing with the TikTok yet, but something. We'll do something. Anyway, yes, find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, the RSS feed. Put it in your favorite app. If you don't know how to do it, Google it. If Google doesn't tell you, then just give up. Don't watch. Fuck you.
Damn.
So,
All right.
yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's just ending. I'm not even gonna end it on a funny note. I'm just